This will be the what is said to be as you can say condyle. Now the condyle of the ramus of the mandible, it is the one which will be there articulating with that of the you can say inferior surface of that of the you can say temporal bone, especially the squamous part in front of that of the you can say tympanic part of the squamous and the water zygomatic process of the water that of the temporal bone to give rise to one joint. Now that joint is said to be as a temporomandibular joint. Temporomandibular joint. So this is what here. Now you will be having further. You have got now here. This is what is said to be as a one notch. Now this notch is said to be as a mandibular notch. Now the mandibular notch is a what incomplete part which will be starting from the what front part of that of the condyle. From that it will be going to run downwards, forwards and upwards, and then it will be going to end in this process. This process is called as what is said to be as a coronoid process. Now this is the notch. Now here you have got this is the ramus of the mandible. Now this ramus of the mandible, which will be there here, it is nothing but it is the square, flat part of the water that of the body of the mandible as it runs upwards and backwards and upwards. Now this is what is said to be as the ramus of the mandible. Now this ramus of the mandible has got the what four borders. One is said to be as a posterior border, another is the anterior border where my thumb is taken the support or given the support for that. Then you have got the lower border, then you have got the upper border. Now the upper border is not straight, it is concave, giving rise to a what? One you can say notch. This is the mandibular notch. Now you have got the posterior border. Posterior border is blunt, round, smooth. It is directing backwards, and it starts from the water that of the condyles of the water mandible. Condyles of the mandible. Condyles of the mandible, which are there two, medial part and the lateral part, as they approach, they together forms the one blunt. Now this blunt smooth border called the posterior border of the ramus of the mandible, it will be going to run down and then forward, giving rise to a one angle. Now this angle, which you can say betterly seen at the what lateral aspect. Now this is called as an angle of the mandible. Now this angle of the mandible is also said to be as in the craniometric language gonion. Okay. Then you have got further. Now this is what the normal lateral is. This is the normal lateral is. Now you will be going to have, this is the anterior border. Now anterior border as it runs downwards and forwards, it will be going to come and joins to this foramina. Now this foramina is a mental foramina. Now this will be the line. Internally it is related to the what? One you can say canal. That canal is called as the mandibular canal. Mandibular canal. That will be there. Now this you can say ramus uniting to the body of the mandible. Now so this is what is said to be as body of the mandible. Now I will take the upper part out and so you have to see now the lateral part of the body. The body is the one which will be, it is a rectangle piece of a bone which will be directing forwards towards medially, and it has got upper border, lower border, and then internal surface, external surface. Now coming to the what external surface. External surface is uneven and it exhibits mental foramina. Now this mental foramina is meant for the transmission of mental nerve, which is the branch of inferior alveolar nerve. Inferior alveolar nerve is a branch of mandibular division of the trigeminal nerve. Then you have got the what? Mental artery, mental veins. These are there. Then coming to the what? Upper body. Now one more important about this I will tell little bit later. Now coming to the what? Upper border of the what? Ramus body of the mandible exhibits sockets. Sockets for the alveoli of a teeth. They are from front to back, incisive to canine, premolar, molar. They are there 2, 1, 2, 3 from front to back. While the lower border, it is directing down. Upper border is a continued part of the what? Anterior border, while the lower border is a continued part of the posterior border of the ramus of the mandible. So this is what? Now what that important point I was in the way to tell. So this thing what you have got now, this is what is said to be as a mandibular or a mental foramina. Now the mental foramina is there exactly in between the upper border and the lower border of the body of the mandible. In between, in the mid, in the adult, in the adult. But in the infant and in the old age, its position is not same. Either it go up or it come down. That is what the sex determination of the mandible. Not sex, age. Age difference. In the infant it is in the middle, but its position may go up, position may come down. Okay? Now that is depends upon what? The protrusion of the what? That of the you can say mandible forward and backward. It will be coming down and it will be going up at about certain phase of a what? Age of an individual. That we will take it as a what? Determination of the age factor. Okay? That part. And if you observe the surface of the what? Body ramus and the what? Surface of the skull, if it is rough and showing so many ridges, that is of a male. If it is smooth, not having any ridges, it is of a female. Understand? So these are the things that what you get in the norma lateralis. Now we will go to the what? That of the norma occipitalis. Now the norma occipitalis, if you want to study, you should have a what? A different approach. Different approach. So for that different approach, now that